Hello everyone, welcome to Beyond Meditation. We will be opening the meeting room in a few moments. It's a very auspicious day and I am actually live here from my niece's place in another part of Mumbai. Still quite nostalgic to be here because I grew up and went to school quite close to where my niece now lives. So we're going to open the meeting room now and people will be coming in from different parts of the world. So Kiara, thank you for handling the back office. Go ahead and open the meeting room. Beyond Meditation is all about releasing that deep-seated inner conflict of the soul being feeling confined by the human form and coming to a realization that each one has their own limitlessness. And they come together honoring that in each other. The human form is all about love, and love is an amplification frequency, and the soul being is eternal, indestructible, and omnipresent. So the two coming together are very powerful indeed. This also dissolves a deep-seated wound of separation from source. And that's what the Beyond Meditation, the Human Vibe Attunement practice is about. Let me welcome my guests here from different parts of the world. Thank you all for joining us. Hello, Sushant and family from Pune. Hello, Karen and Henry. Hi, Nancy. Hello, Lee. Cheryl. Hi, Helene. And David. Can't see David today, but I'm sure he's there. Suzanne from Cyprus. Hello, Kathleen. Hi, Linda. Hello, Vandu from London. Ken from Thailand. Mary Catherine from Aspen. Lisa, Meena from Rishikesh. Beautiful, thank you. And there are others joining in from Colorado, the US. Hi, Sushma, looking beautiful. Fabulous, thank you. It's a very auspicious day here. Well, it's an auspicious day around the world, but in India very specifically, it is celebrated as Ganesh Chaturthi, which is a celebration of the elephant god Ganesha. And he is the remover of obstacles, blocks, and barriers. And today is the first day that I stepped out of my house since the 12th of March. So I have not stepped out of my apartment since the 12th of March. So I'm visiting my niece, staying here for the weekend. And it's interesting because the last time I came here, it's a beautiful home that she has. It's a newly developed complex. I don't know if any of you saw my share about the flamingos that had descended in Mumbai, and that there was a photograph taken of these flamingos in the marshland. It was actually taken from very close to her place. It was taken from an apartment block. So this is that part of Mumbai, but you could not see the ocean. You could only see, slums and the monorail and some refineries and some water body. But now you can see the ocean, you can see the mountains behind the ocean. It's quite amazing. All directions of the apartment, you can see all of that. So it's quite special to experience it. Today is also the day that my maid who serves me so beautifully, it's the first day that she returned back to work after 5 months. So it's quite special in many ways. The power of today's day, energetically, as I was sitting in the car and traveling across to come to my niece's place, I was driving through areas where I went to school as a little girl, and it really reminded me about the way Mumbai was when I was growing up. There were people around, a few happy people. There wasn't that much traffic. There wasn't the constant honking of the cars. There was no impatience. or anything like that. You know, you could hear from time to time, you could hear the prayer bells going, because there was a festival of some kind going on. It was literally like that. It was just quite beautiful to have that experience. It was like going back in time and yet moving forward into a value-led human society. So we have an opportunity, you know, since we've started the work with the lungs. It's so interesting. I remember Nancy, who's on this call, asked me, are we going to work on the lungs? And I said, yes, we are, but I don't know when. It'll be timed exactly when we are meant to. And this is the perfect time for us to be working on the lungs. And this is day 2. So day 1, we prepared the lungs with what we did, and, you know, infuse that understanding that lung as an organ is an organ that gets compromised when we don't express our truth. So the work that we did on Thursday allowed that remembrance to return into our lungs of the originating intent of the lungs. So today is the day where obstacles are removed, and that's the energy, that's the vibe, you know. And everywhere, certainly in Mumbai, it is very prevalent. Families bring the Lord Ganesha and they establish him for the next 5 days, 11 days, 21 days, depending on whatever it is that they choose. So it's like literally, you know, for the next 21 days, there is going to be this ongoing system, like a turbo engine system that will constantly be removing obstacles, blocks, and barriers. And since we are working on the lungs, we are opening up and bringing that innate strength of an organ that enables us to be true to our calling. So today's focus is, again, working with the lungs, but taking it to the next level of strength where we can be true to our calling. And we will invoke the energy of Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, blocks, and barriers, as we go about doing this. Because we are integrating this body of work in Beyond Meditation, which is all about removing and releasing that deep-seated conflict between the soul being and the human form, and also dissolving that wound of separation, it means that when we remove obstacles, blocks, and barriers, any conflict-oriented blocks and barriers are automatically neutralized, just because of integrating that body of work with the human vibe attunement. And what it also does is it creates an association with the words. It creates an association with any action that you choose to take. So just the words, I acknowledge myself as a human, I receive myself as a human, I accept myself as a human. Just those words themselves, literally, the moment, if we feel blocked in any way, we can just say those words and those blocks will feel like they've disappeared. It's as if you immediately rise to meet the presence of you as a soul being. So it's a little bit like, you know, you're walking and you come across a block or you come across an obstacle and it's quite significant and are trying to figure out how to get over it. Well, the other way to get an obstacle or a block is to just become so much larger than it that you can either just step aside or just cross over. So that is what happens with this Beyond Meditation practice. So that is what happens with this meditation practice. And what we are going to invoke today in terms of the energy of Lord Ganesha and having that energy be such that it uses its own prowess to remove the obstacles, blocks, and hurdles and barriers. That at a cellular level, that starts to get released. Our cells become infused with the recognition of the human form as a pure, clear channel of amplification of love, the soul being rising so that it can be it can express itself in its limitlessness, knowing and anchoring that knowingness that it is indestructible. And the merging of the two brings about a very powerful harmony. All of that is occurring around us whilst the lungs become more and more anchored in what their originating intent is. Okay, we are starting the recording of the Beyond Meditation session on Saturday, the 21st of August. This is the day that we celebrate Ganesha Chaturthi, a celebration of our elephant god here in India, who is a remover of obstacles, barriers, and blocks. And our focus today is this, it's a second session on uplifting of the human form, focusing very specifically on the lungs. Lungs as an organ are compromised when we don't express our true calling. And today's session is going to focus on releasing all barriers, blocks, and blockages and obstacles that come in the way of us having the confidence and the courage to express our true calling and see it through. So that's what we are going to be working on. We began this session online and we are going to continue now. So get yourself into a comfortable place, focus your attention in your heart to begin with. With your eyes closed, sit upright. Your feet are on the floor. The middle of your feet are connected to the core of the earth. The base of your spine is connected to the core of the earth. Have your arms on either side of you, shoulders dropping down, fingers facing forward and slightly stretched, and connected by golden cords to the core of the earth. Imagine that the base of your spine, the middle of your feet, and the tips of your fingers are connected with this golden cord, which has the infusion of the precious metal gold, which is very powerful in supporting our nervous system and also a really powerful ingredient to support our brain and brain lobes and brain cells as well. So now you're connected, you're plugged in. You can lift your hands and put them on top of your thighs. Have your palms facing upwards. With the golden cord today, we have also the presence of precious stone emerald, and we have the presence of a blue topaz that is there. So allow yourself to experience that on your left hand. Right in the center of the palm of your left hand is the presence of blue sapphire, and in the palm of your right hand is the presence of a pink diamond. Both of those crystalline forms are very activated today. The blue sapphire is one that protects you and shields you, and quite strongly removes any energies that come in the way. In a very unusual way, today is also a day which is an activation of wealth creation, wealth co-creation. It is being activated at a planetary level. It is also a day where all obstacles that come in the way of the energy of money being anchored in its new form, which is a gift from the divine given into our hands to make this planet a place of pure love and joy. That activation of the energy of money is taking place. It has been brought into our field today here in Beyond Meditation, because in Beyond Meditation we bring in the amplifying energy of love, which is innate to our human form. Beyond Meditation releases that deep-seated conflict of the soul being feeling confined confined and held back in its full expression because of the limitations of the human form. And the human form itself not recognizing that its only function is to express its innate vibration of love as an amplifying frequency, and everything else that makes up the human form automatically starts to get uplifted as a result. So that is what the Beyond Meditation is. So by bringing in the energy of money, by bringing in the energy of wealth, we are on this particular day. It's a very auspicious day where we are invoking the power of the Ganesha energy to remove all obstacles, barriers, and blocks, whilst also uplifting the human form and the soul being coming together in complete harmony, releasing all inner conflicts, all of those actions which become major obstacles and hurdles when it comes to wealth creation, when it comes to money as of energetic force that is here given into our hands as humans to make this planet a place of pure love and joy. There are many such barriers come in the way because of that conflict that is there. People get conflicted about it. All of those are literally being cleaned out today. So it's an exciting opportunity. It was a pretty powerful body of work that we are doing, and I guess it was meant to be done in this way. So grateful that we are able to do it. I'm going to have my eyes closed now and we will begin. So close your eyes and start scanning yourself from about 9 inches above the top of your crown and work your way down in concentric circles. Begin from the front of your forehead, the back of your head, and scan everything in between. And just in the scanning action, you are releasing any energies that no longer serve you. You're actually neutralizing any lower forms of energies, and you're even getting negative energies out of your field. Any conflicting energies get released as well. Any excess energies that no longer serve you are also taken out. You go to the front of your nose, the back of your head, the front of your mouth, the back of your head, the front of your chin, the back of your neck, the front of your upper shoulders, the back of your base of your neck and your upper shoulders, the front of your chest, the back of your upper back, and underneath your shoulder blades. Scan everything in between. Pause there for a moment. Notice that massive release of energies that no longer serve you. Your left hand may be becoming a little warm. The blue sapphire is a strong stone, and it is serving you, supporting you very powerfully. Some places require more energy than others, and that's why the blue sapphire has been brought in and invoked today. The front of your waist, the back of your middle back, and everything in between. The front of your abdomen, the back of your lower back, and everything in between. All the organs, the abdominal cavity, your lungs, your heart, your spleen, your gallbladder, your liver, your pancreas, your entire digestive tract, your stomach, duodenum, small intestine, large intestine, all of your excretory system, your entire lymphatic system too, and the circulatory system, and the reproductive system are all being scanned and cleared of any energies that no longer serve you. The top of your legs, the back of your leg, back of your thighs, the front of your knees, the back of your knees, the front of your shin, the back of your calf muscles, the top of your ankles, the base of your heel, the top of your feet, the base of your feet, the top of your toes, the base of your toes, the tips of your toes. You're just scanning and releasing all energies that no longer serve you. Go to the top of your shoulders, down your biceps in concentric circles, and allow any energies that no longer serve you to be released out of your body through the fingertips. We're going to go into a 9-4-6 breath, and we're going to get ourselves aligned. Mind, heart, and gut. Mind being about survival, past and future. Heart is in the now, and your gut is the steward and custodian of all of your soul's journeys. So the wisdom that has been amassed from there, all of that is being aligned. We are also opening up all of your chakras. All of your 13 chakras are being opened up as we speak. And then when we do the 946 breath, that activates and enables that to occur in a more concerted way. So let's begin with breathing into the count of 9, holding to the count of 4, breathing out to the count of 6. So breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once more, breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just take regular breaths. Focus your attention in your solar plexus. Take your right hand and put it over your navel, and your left hand over your solar plexus. We're going to, in the work that we are doing today, we are actually invoking the energies of Lord Ganesha. And in invoking these energies, we are amplifying and accentuating the removal of all obstacles, barriers, and blocks that come in the way of us living our true calling. So we're going to start using the human vibe attunement to express our true calling. And as we return to that originating intent being strengthened and boosted of our lungs start to become healthier. So this is the second deep dive into supporting our lungs. Okay. Breathing in love, kindness, and compassion into your solar plexus. Breathe out gratitude and peace. Breathe in love, kindness, and compassion into your solar plexus. Breathe out gratitude and peace. We are scanning your body and we are noticing that there is a collection of energetic blockages in the form of hooks and shackles around the ankle region, and they're all related to barriers. A barrier is trying to move forward by looking at a rear view mirror. A rear view mirror is there to guide us. It is not the one that shows us the way ahead. And when we choose to hold on to looking backwards and moving forward by looking backwards, it becomes a very big shackle. And it's a fearful one. So we are invoking the energy of our masterful ascended master, Lord Ganesha, to remove, release, deactivate, neutralize these barriers, which make us almost compulsive in wanting to hold on to the past and looking at the past whilst attempting to move forward. So allow your feet to stretch a little if that's what is going to support you. You can twitch your toes a little, lift your ankles somewhat if that's what is called for. We are removing some very finely held hooks and shackles. We are using the light that is emanating from the palm of Lord Ganesha, and we are also utilizing the energy of the blue sapphire to neutralize that. There's another place that now we're moving up your feet. We're going back from the back of your legs. We are stopping at the calf muscles, exactly where the diverticular vein is. And we're going into that space. And it's as if there is a very strong ring of constriction that is held there. And that ring of constriction is another one that almost, like stops you in your tracks. When you feel you're ready to move forward and you just start, it stops you in your tracks. And that becomes an obstacle. It's a discomforting distraction that we may bring in. When we are stopped like this, we bring in a distraction, and we know in our heart that that is a discomforting distraction, and we still bring it in, and that takes us off what we are here to express and share. So that is being disintegrated as we speak right now. Lord Ganesha has many, many devices that he can bring in, his powerful totems, which he is utilizing with us as we speak. You're still moving up now. That part has been done. We are going into the knees, the back of the knees, and we are stopping there. In the cartilages, in the ball and socket joint of the knees, in that region, there are certain obstacles. They also are discomforting distractions that prevent us from taking our steps forward. I'm opening my eyes from time to time because I'm very aware of internet issues and stuff, just in case, so that I'm aware that we are actually recording this. It is an important day and a very auspicious one, and I'm keen to share this with all of you today. Okay, the knees, wow. We're also planting an elixir of love, the amplifying frequency of being human, in the fluid that serves the knees. Now we've come to the top of the thighs and we are moving upwards. And this whole region, the groin region, is very rich in a number of lymph nodes, which often get very tightened, and they have a direct impact on the upper back, upper and middle back. So guided to stop there, and it's a little bit as if like a hole punch, not a hole punch, like a staple. Like staples have been punched in there that hold us back from taking big, long strides. We sometimes take little steps, but don't quite take the big strides. And therefore, when it's time to cross the threshold, we're not able to achieve that in a timely fashion. And that, again, holds us back from living our true calling. So that area is currently being released and relaxed. Whoa, you may find that in itself opens up your shoulder blades in a way that directly opens up your lungs. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Another deep breath in and a very deep breath out. Return to regular breaths. Notice that doing that literally stretched open your upper back and also stretched open your shoulders with your shoulder blades just dropping exactly where they need to. And now moving up, and we are now being held with a very specific focus on either side of your navel, going all the way from the navel into the solar plexus, that whole region, again working with the lymph nodes here. What we are also infusing here is your own unique illumination. That has been activated now. The pink diamond has enabled that to occur, and the blue sapphire together in a harmonic way have removed that which comes in the way. You may feel a cramping in your belly. That's just an aggressive way in which blue sapphire can sometimes work. But literally what all it's doing is removing the obstacles and the stickiness that sometimes keeps you held back. You can rise up again, and this time you're going from the back of your spine, rising up, and you're stopping just underneath your shoulder blades, in that area in between your middle back and your upper back. You're actually, what I'm seeing are about 3 different constriction rings. And these constriction rings almost choke you from time to time. And the choking, to release it, calls you to cough. And it can become an aggressive cough. And it's only there because the choking is, when you release the choking, it opens up your lungs. And the choking really is a fear factor that we sometimes get faced with when we step forward and choose to live our true calling. There's a fear factor that grips us and it chokes. So that is what is being released. Those constriction circles are being removed right now. And now I'm guided to go into your throat chakra and the vocal cords. And we're going to remain there in the vocal cords, and with the human vibe attunement chant, the vocal cords will be released. And as the vocal cords get released, a flow of life force energy that is now going to be utilizing all of the 13 chakras gets activated and invoked. You may feel a bit of cramping in your upper region of your upper back, in between the shoulders. If you do, just breathe into it and it will release. It's all stuff that we sometimes hold as our burden. We may not classify it as burden, we may do it out of love, but we feel burdened by it. Anything and everything that we feel burdened by is also a hook and a shackle. And it's as if it rests on either side of our shoulders, like in the middle here. And sometimes when we take a lot of burden of feminine issues, it is the left shoulder that gets impacted. If you feel burdened by masculine issues, it's the right shoulder that's impacted. So that is what is being released as we speak. If you feel like me to move your neck from side to side because there's a recalibration that is taking place, please go ahead and do that. We are still doing massive releases from your vocal cords. It's as if parts of our vocal cords have become so intertwined and rich in toxicity. So we are actually releasing that toxicity and enriching the vocal cords and the delicate system that runs the vocal cords in a powerful way. It has a direct impact and is impacted by your glandular system. So all of your glands that are resident in that region of your lower all the way to your brainstem, lower neck all the way to your brainstem, are also being attuned. So let's begin the human vibe attunement. And this is the human form declaring this, owning itself as one with your soul presence. And our true expression starts to emerge. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Repeat after me. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Three more times. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Find yourself being stretched from the back of your crown. And as you're being stretched from the back of your crown, notice that your feet are clinging strongly to the floor. It's as if you're getting closer and closer to the center of the earth. You're being grounded and anchored, whilst you're being amplified. Two more. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. I acknowledge myself as a human. I receive myself as a human. I accept myself as a human. Take your left hand up, put it over your heart. Move your right hand from your navel all the way to the top of your left hand. Let's anchor it and get into a whole brain state. You're getting into a whole brain state as the lungs have now fully accepted and attuned themselves to their originating intent of you expressing yourself in your true calling, filling you with vital life force as you go forth and multiply the expression of your true calling. Take your hands in front of you, hold them in a namaste. Your fingertips must be touching each other. In a namaste, you're honoring the divinity that is you, and it is this divine in you that you honor in others. And it is that divine in Lord Ganesha that is the divine in you that you allow yourself to receive. And that is the biggest remover of all obstacles, barriers, and blocks. There's 3, 9, 4, 6 breaths. Breathe in 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take your hands in front of your third eye, the middle of your eyebrows. Rub them against each other. Put them over your eyes. Open your eyes in them. Take them on top of your head, the back of your head, on either side of your neck, down your shoulders, and do an energy sweep and blow. Allow yourself to notice the expansion of your lung sac. Allow yourself to consciously experience the deeper breaths that you are now taking. Allow any movement of energies that may wish to leave your body through a yawn or anything else, moving any of your arms or legs. Allow that to occur. It's a massive movement of life force, prana and chi that is taking place. As your cells are becoming oxygenated at this level of purity after a long time, take a few moments after this session to rest it out. Allow your body to recalibrate, about 10 minutes or so, and it could be longer because a human vibe attunement does that. Give yourself permission to receive that. And once it is all done, you feel reawakened. Please share your one word, one sentence of what you are present to. And anything specific or special that you noticed or saw for yourself. With deep gratitude and love. My completion word is majesty. The majesty of your magnificence that is now stepping out of its closet, expressing itself fully, proudly, anchored and expanded, sharing what chooses to come through, and trusting and believing that it is your truth wishing to be expressed. With deep gratitude, I thank you. Thank you. Namaste.